they're going to be on their own. So I think that it's really important that we do have these conversations, and I love talking to you about it, Dad.
Daddy-daughter coffee chat.
Hello, welcome to Daddy-Daughter Chat. Little thing we're going to be doing, I think every Friday or every time we get the opportunity. Generations X, Y, and Z perspective, all the way to Generation Alpha, which is her little brother. So we got them across the scale, perspectives from everybody. So today we were talking. Tell them what we were talking about, baby girl.
So basically, my generation, I'm Generation Gen Z. So my generation loves to talk about like a lot of things. Like we're like a very young generation, but one thing that my generation is very scared of.
Not young anymore. You guys are old enough to vote.
I know, it's crazy. But we were talking about kind of like growing up and like getting into like the money standpoint. One thing that our generation is very scared of is money. Growing up and having to support a family, we don't really know. Like, I guess the way to explain it is like it's a very scary thing because we don't feel like we're prepared enough, and we see our parents and we think, oh, they're doing so well, like I don't think I can do. And you know, that's everybody.
You think we're doing well, or do you see us struggling?
We're struggling too, but because we hear about the things that money's going up and all these things, and like scales of money. I'm a terrible explainer, but
no, I think that's good. I think that's good because, you know, we'll do a longer form video of this, and then we'll cut it up into short too. But I think that's prevalent. I mean, Ethan, so her older brother is 21 years old. Her younger brother is 6 years old, turning 7. So big wide range of the youth, or our kids, my kids. And I missed being Generation X by like 5.5 months. So I'm a very, very old, what they would consider Generation Y, or what they call a millennial. My older brother is Generation X. My father is a boomer, so is my mother. And I'm the firstborn. I'm the firstborn generation in the family born in America. So I'm the direct son of immigrants too, right? Yeah. So we got a big, wide range view of how things work in the economy and in a wide scale of opinion. But it's great to listen to a 15-year-old girl talk about what they're scared of. My generation, or me, I can speak as an older Generation Y or borderline Generation X. We weren't like the boomer generation, right? And this isn't a rag on generation thing, but my mother and father and my immigrant parents and grandparents came to this country and were able to thrive as far as from whatever you would coin that in perspective to be, right? They were able to have someone not even born in America come here from a foreign country, get a job, support a family. They had my grandfather had a wife that stayed home. My mother stayed home. My father worked for a living, and there was a kind of a traditional thing there. But when it came to, as me and my brother grew up and got older, I mean, look, let's face it. It's not avocado toast. It's not Starbucks coffee. But look, if you're to eliminate all of that stuff, just the cost of basics, rent, healthcare, utilities, cars, car insurance, everything has skyrocketed. And these kids are seeing the stress as someone in their 40s, right? Going, man, if someone in their 40s that has had a 23-year career, that has a large network and has just worked their tail off, can barely afford a home, has to struggle to do this, 2 parents have to work. What they're seeing, and her 21-year-old brother explains it well, is, man, if they have to work and are they're that stressed out, what hope is there for me?
Yeah, exactly. He explains it better than
with no experience. So, and then they get coined as lazy. They get called lazy. It's not so much lazy. Look, I think there's always an exception to the rule, but I don't think Generation Z, Generation Alpha, all the younger generations, young millennial, I don't think they're lazy. I think they were in a system that's now game for them to fail. And when I say fail, I don't mean the benchmark shouldn't be, well, you're not on the street and you got a roof over your head. That shouldn't be the benchmark.
Exactly.
That shouldn't be the benchmark of success, and they know it. They're not stupid. They live in a world like this. You're consuming content right now, where there's information at their fingertips. They know that their great-grandparents went to work for a paper clip and 50 cents an hour and were able to buy a 3-bedroom home and do all this stuff and have a car. It's not about paid apps. It's not about a Starbucks coffee. It's not about going out to eat once a week. It's not. Erase all of that and it's still a struggle. And they see it, right? Now, this isn't fear-mongering. This isn't anything else. We have these open conversations because I don't want her to be scared. I don't want her to live in fear. But the 21-year-old, even he's like, it's not, he goes to work every single day. He's a very hard worker. I understand the thought mentality of a 21-year-old and 22-year-old kid right now going, it's really hard to get motive to get out and work hard because even the 43-year-old hasn't bought his first home. Even this person is only just now taking off in their career. I understand why young kids aren't getting married or having kids. I mean, can you imagine? Anyways, I've talked a lot. Baby girl, what do you think? From a 15-year-old girl, everyone can listen to an old guy talk. What does the 15-year-old girl think?
So exactly what you said, but the point is like if we see our parents struggling now and we see them struggling with money, exactly what he said, what is there any hope for us? That's literally been the talk with all my friends. I've talked with my guy friends. I've talked with my brothers, my sisters, like very many people in a lot of my generation I've talked to, like a lot of like, I haven't really talked to like generation like Alpha or the younger generations, but for like, because we are considered a young generation, but it's a very big scare for us. And I guess what I'm most scared about is like, again, being able to support when I'm older, like, and I know it's crazy, you guys are gonna say, oh, thinking about being older and having to pay, you shouldn't worry about that right now, but it is something that everybody does worry about. And because I mean, to be honest, I'm out of school in 5 years, and like that's a very big thing that comes across my mind very often. So I don't know, it's just something that I think about sometimes, where it's just like,
I mean, we are seeing a resurgence in what's coined as boring businesses and trades, which that's not a cut. It's just a plain explanation of it, meaning plumbers, electricians, and everything else. So when I say boring, meaning not sexy, not influencer, not, super whatever. You like my head wobble? What I'm saying is that AI is not going to take a plumber's job. AI is not going to take a mechanic's job. AI is not going to, you know what I mean? So I'm glad to see those sort of things. And like the 21-year-old, he's working on cars. He's in a mechanic shop and everything else like that. And it was my generation where politicians and the school lie was always told to you, if you don't get a job, you're just going to have to join the military. Well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah,
I was in the military. If you don't get a job, you're going to be stuck working on cars your whole life. Some of the wealthiest people I know own small businesses and mechanic shops, diesel mechanics. Better yet, mechanics on farm equipment, diesel Caterpillar mechanics. I mean, some of the most successful guys I know do that type of stuff. But we were told that oh man, because it wasn't sexy, it wasn't glamorous and everything else. So, you better work hard, you better go to school, better go get $250,000 to $500,000 in student loans, or you're going to be stuck being a mechanic or a plumber or a janitor. You know what? I wish I would have started a janitorial business. Are you freaking kidding me? I wish I would have opened laundromats. Are you kidding me?
Talking about that
for real, like that. The stupidest thing that my generation ever did was buy the lie that being a mechanic, a plumber, electrician, a long haul truck driver. I mean, even from a business owner perspective or a contractor perspective, that was just awful. And it is. Oh my gosh, what a lie!
It's
right.
Such a lie.
Go get $300,000 in student loans for what? To get an entry-level job at $21 an hour?
Exactly.
I mean, 21. I mean, look, I feel blessed. I am employed. I work for a wonderful company, and everything else. But if I would have taken my salary and told my 20-year-old self what my salary is, and all I knew as my 20-year-old self is what I knew in that time and the cost of living, I would have thought I'd have vacation homes right now, multiple houses, a ski resort, a timeshare, a couple boats sitting on the river. I can't have any of that off of what I make now. I feel blessed, and don't get me wrong, I'm taken care of. She's taken care of. My wife is taken care of. But I should not have to make the money I make. And this is just me speaking. Just to live what would have been considered a normal average salary life. And in my mind, because I live in my 20-year-old brain.
Yeah.
So every day I go, man, I make this money. Why don't we have more left over? Why? This is what, for me, my job, guys in their young to mid 40s go, man, I'm making more money than I ever did in my life. And it's not budget. My car's paid off. My wife's car's paid off. We don't finance cars. We don't, the only credit card we use is for airline points, and we pay it off right away. We don't do debt. We don't have credit card debt. And I refuse to finance a car. Refuse to. I'm teaching her. I refuse to. $100,000 cars, it's a mortgage. Like, I refuse to buy a car. I have a 7.3 diesel Excursion that I will continue to own until the wheels fall off, and then I'll pay for someone to put them back on. Because people have an average of $700 to $1,200 car payment right now. I can't imagine that. And salaries haven't gone up. But anyways, what I'm getting at is, like, because in my mind, I think what keeps people my age depressed, and not me, I'm just saying, I can see why older millennials or younger millennials are also feeling depressed and everything else, because they still live in a mind, it's like, this should be a lot of money. What I'm getting paid, I should be able to live off of this. Why do me and my partner have to work? Why do I got to charge my kids rent? Why do I have to live in a house with another family with 100 cars parked in the front yard just to live in the town that I grew up in? I can't afford a home in the town that I grew up in. I couldn't buy a home in the town that I grew up in, and I make more than my parents ever made.
Yeah.
So that's what we're anyway. So it's a positive conversation. I want to encourage fathers and parents to have open discussions, because they're not learning this in school.
It's not being taught in school. From somebody that's literally in school, I can tell you right now, it is not being taught in school. Your kids are being taught to work a 9 to 5, and that's exactly why they're in there. And I don't think the schools have ever thought that some people don't want to do that.
We're not ragging on schools. Teachers are great. They have a wonderful.
They do, and I applaud anybody who's in the teacher or anything. But like, that's not something that everybody wants to do. And I think that you need to teach your kids things that they're not being taught in school. Exactly what my dad is teaching me now. It's really good for them to hear it, because soon they're gonna grow up and soon they're gonna be on their own. So I think that it's really important that we do have these conversations, and I love talking to you about it, Dad. Yeah,
and she knows that. I mean, we're a European family, right? So she can live at home till she's 32 and married, if she wants to. And families need to band together. We in society, and I love America. I'm a veteran. Like, I'm not ragging on America.
Yeah, no, I love America.
It's not what I'm saying. But culturally, as an entire culture, including everybody. Not everybody, but in general, there is a stigma on taking care of the elderly. You put your parents in a home. I will never do that. I will never do that. I will go broke making sure my parents are taken care of at home. They will die at home. I know that's morbid, but they will die with family at home. I will die. I'm raising a daughter with morals. It's sad to think about, baby, but I will be taken care of. I'm raising her the right way.
100%.
My kids will be taken. Family should stick together, right? Family should stick together. Let's not buy into this thing that we shove the elderly away into homes to rot. It's sad.
It's terrible.
It's sad. Because it's because they can't contribute to society, and there's a rat race, and their kids are stressed out. They're trying to make ends meet, so they can't afford to take care of their parents. It's horrible. And this whole thing that kids turn 18 and they move out of the house. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You move out of your house once you're stable and once you're ready to do it. I don't think I'm moving out of my house when I'm 18.
Well, look, we'll continue this conversation a little bit later, keeping it at 15 minutes, which is right about what we're at. Besides, speaking of work, I got to get to work. She's getting dropped off for school. Love you, baby girl. Oh, you spilled a drink in your fool!
Daddy, daughter, coffee chat.